Japan Karate-do Federation, which succeeded in unifying some of Japan's major karate styles. During his long karate career, he made some important contributions to Japanese karate-do. He is responsible for developing Jiu Kumite, or freestyle sparring, which ultimately became used for tournament competition. He developed certain techniques which became widely used in Kumite. He felt the original Goju system was too static and that the style should be more fluid. Some of his changes to the Goju Ryu style met with criticism from Okinawa, but nonetheless his innovations were highly influential in the development of Japanese karate-do. The Goju style traces its history back to Okinawa, Japan. Okinawa is an island which is about 300 miles south of mainland Japan. In Okinawa, Kanryo Higashiyama, who lived from 1851 until 1915, was the senior practitioner of Naha-té. He went to China in 1891 and studied the Chinese style. Chojun Miyagi, who lived from 1888 until 1953, was Higashiona's successor in Okinawa. He studied the native Okinawan styles and the Naha-té style under Higashiona. In the 1920s, Miyagi expanded on what he had learned from Higashiona and founded Goju Ryu karate. He used certain concepts from a Chinese book entitled Bubishi, or Martial Arts Spirit. This text was a mystical book and highly regarded by Okinawan masters. In 1929, Miyagi visited Japan at Yamaguchi Sensei's request and taught at Ritsumeikan University in Kyoto. Yamaguchi was the founder of the Ritsumeikan Dojo. Miyagi later appointed Gogen Yamaguchi as the head of Goju Ryu karate in Japan. Yamaguchi formed the All-Japan Karate-do Goju Kai in 1930. In 1939, because of Japan's expansionist policies, Yamaguchi had to leave his Goju Kai school and was sent to Manchuria as an officer for the Japanese government. After the war, Yamaguchi Sensei set about rebuilding his Goju Kai organization. Later, Yamaguchi Sensei succeeded in having Goju Ryu admitted as a martial art into the Dai Nippon Butoku Kai, or the Greater Japan Martial Virtues Association, the official governing body of the Japanese martial arts at the time. In 1950, the headquarters of the Goju Kai were moved from Kyoto to Tokyo. This resulted in a great expansion of the style, both in Japan and worldwide. By 1970, Yamaguchi Sensei's Goju system had become a major style. By this time, the Goju Kai reached its highest popularity and had a membership of over 450,000 Goju Ryu karateka. Yamaguchi Sensei will now demonstrate the techniques of Goju Ryu karate. First of all, one of the basic techniques is punching. This is known as seiken, or the four-fist punch, striking with the two knuckles of the hand to the solar plexus, strong focusing power to a vital point. Next is uraken, the back fist. This is used in a snapping motion, actually over the top, striking to the bridge of the nose. Haito, or sword ridge hand. This is the inside of the hand, used to strike the jaw or temple. Shito, sword hand. This is the fleshy portion of the hand. That musculature is used to strike various vital points, such as the temple. Nukite, this is the fingertips used for thrusting. Thrusting either to the eyes or other vital points. Hiraken, this is the four-knuckle fist, sometimes referred to as the leopard's fist in Goju Ryu. It occurs in numerous kata. Hiji ate, or elbow smash, or elbow strike. The elbow is a very powerful weapon within Goju-ryu, in that Goju's kata emphasize close-in fighting. Haisoku, this is the instep, used for kicking, to the groin primarily. Now, Yamaguchi-sensei demonstrates the front snap kick. Then sokuto, this is the sword edge of the foot, used in the side kick. This is used in kansetsugeri, or joint kicking to the knee or solar plexus. Koshi, the ball of the foot, used in the front snap kick. Here Yamaguchi-sensei uses the ball of the foot to kick to the ribs. Next is the makiwara. This is an old training device unique to Okinawan and Japanese karate. It's used for atemi practice. These are weights, iron geta and sashi. There's weights, handheld dumbbells for for strength training in karate. Now, Yamaguchi-sensei demonstrates the Sanshin kata here. This is one of the basic forms, or the basic form, in Goju Ryu karate. Okay, it is designed as a dynamic tension and deep breathing exercise. As he steps out and breathes in and then breathes out again, forcing the air out of his lungs. So breathing is an essential part of this kata. It's a respiratory exercise as well as training the muscles involved in the punching. Now, in addition to punching or thrusting, what Sanshin is teaching is a muscular contraction, an isometric muscular contraction, and then also how to step, the basic idea of stepping and then turning, and finally finishing up the form. Okay, this kata dates all the way back to ancient times in China and was brought to Okinawa and then finally to mainland Japan and used in the development of the kata system or syllabus of the Goju Kai. 3 thrusts at the end. Step back, mawashi uke. This is a double open hand block. Step back again, mawashi uke 1 more time, and then finally close the form. It just consists of 3 steps forward, a turn, and then 3 steps back. Now, another essential part of Sanshin training is the development of body hardening or tension. Yamaguchi-sensei here is using kicks and punches to test the amount of tension or body hardening a student has developed by practicing Sanshin. Okay, this is an important part of Sanshin training. All right, next is the Tensho kata. Now, this is one of the basic Goju kata or Goju forms. This kata was developed by Miyagi-sensei. Okay, it was based on techniques from a book called the Bubishi, the martial arts spirit. And these hand positions are shown or illustrated within the Bubishi. He made a kata out of it. Now, in that Sanshin is a totally hard kata, Tensho kata is meant to be totally soft. So you can see kakeuke, this hooking block, palm heel thrusting, the idea of all soft movements, as opposed to linear and very hard movements. Wrist blocking to the side, and then inside of the palm heel back in again. Now, both sides are practiced finally. Thrusting out with palm heels, thrusting down, gedan, lower level palm heel, pushing the double wrist blocks, wrists to the side, and then back in again. Now these are 3 escape movements, thrusting out but meant to be escapes. Mawashi uke, step back and another mawashi uke, And then finally yame, or finish the form. This next kata is saifa. Saifa means tearing or breaking point. And the kata begins with two or several arm releases or escapes. And then finally a counterattack and back fist. It features two short front kicks with a blocking sequence. That's actually the signature of the kata. Turning, striking with a hammer fist. This movement here is a hair grab, and punch is the bunkai or practical application. And finally finishing up with mawashi uke. Yame, close the form. The next kata is called Sanseiryu. This is a kaishu, or advanced kata, meaning 36, actually. The number 36 is significant in Buddhism and Taoism, Chinese philosophies that influenced Okinawan karate. Now, the kata starts off with the same three-step pattern, similar to Sanshin. The idea of stepping using dynamic tension is almost universal in all the Goju kata. This is repeated over and over again. Now what's happening here is a double kick, elbow strike, and then kansetsugeri, or knee joint kick. Of course, that goes in 4 directions. It's repeated 4 times. Okay, blocking, turning. Now, the kata ends with a unique or peculiar inugamai, or dog posture, at the end. And this concludes the Sanseiryu form. You'll see that again also in other Goju kata. This next kata is called Shisochin, which means 4 calm monks. Shisochin starts off with 3 nukite, or spear hand thrusts. Again, very similar in the Goju syllabus of kata, this 3-stepping pattern and thrusting. It seems to be the basic building block of most of the kata. This kata also has a posture very similar to the Chinese Kempo dragon style, or dragon pattern. Blocking low and then high. Now, Shisochin makes use of the palm heel strike, both as a block and a strike. Here's some combination techniques: kakeuke, hooking block, front kick, elbow strike. Elbow strike again. Double elbow strike, that's actually an escape or release from behind. And then tai sabaki, or hip shifting. Turning and blocking again. Yame, close the form. This next